Welcome back to Pelangi 21. Today I will show you a 2023 psychological thriller film titled Saltburn. The film opens with a young man, Oliver Quick, talking to someone off-screen about his relationship with Felix Catton. Oliver states that while he did love Felix, he claims he was not in love with him. In 2006, Oliver attends Oxford University under a scholarship, so he doesn't fit in with the rest of the students who come from wealth. He looks at the students there, especially at Felix. Later, he is approached by another student, Michael Gavey, who is a bit awkward and unpleasant. He tells Oliver that he likes math and tells him to ask him questions. Oliver starts his first class, which doesn't go well because he gets into an argument with Farley Start. In the library, Oliver pays attention to Felix until he is reprimanded by Michael. He tells Oliver that there will be a Christmas party tonight, but neither of them are invited. While returning to his room, he finds Felix with his bike after getting a flat tire. Oliver offers Felix his bike so he can get to his destination, for which Felix is thankful. Felix invites Oliver to join him at the bar, and Oliver starts to ignore Michael, who tells him that Felix and his friends will get bored of him eventually. He tries hard to be liked by Felix and his friends. Since then, Oliver starts hanging out with Felix, who begins to like Oliver. But at one point, Felix's girlfriend Annabelle hooks up with Oliver after Felix bailed on plans with her, despite her also being one who previously looked down upon Oliver for his supposed poverty. After a while, Felix finds himself rather put off by Oliver obsessively trying to spend time with him. Oliver later goes to Felix's room crying, saying he just learned his father passed away, presumably from a night of drinking. Oliver says he cannot go home, as his mother is a drug addict and he doesn't feel safe in his own home. Felix offers Oliver a chance to join him at his family's estate in Saltburn over the summer. After the boys finish their final exams, Oliver joins Felix on the trip to Saltburn and arrives at their sprawling mansion. Oliver meets Felix's parents, Sir James and Lady Elspeth, plus Felix's sister Venetia and Elspeth's friend Pamela. Elspeth asks Oliver invasive questions about his family and home life, which embarrasses Felix, who has told his family everything about Oliver. Farley also stays at Saltburn, since he and Felix are cousins. Felix tells Oliver that he is happy to have Oliver join him. At dinner, everyone seems to be forcing Pamela to immediately leave the place. Oliver meets Venetia, who tells him that she knows the reason Felix likes him is because he seems real. Oliver starts to spend time with Felix, Venetia, and Farley. Later in the day, Oliver watches as Felix masturbates in the bathtub, and then later goes to slurp up the remaining bath water when he is gone. While he grows closer to Felix, Oliver also starts to hang around Elspeth and Venetia. He first suggests to Elspeth that Pamela is involved in something shady against her as a means to get her away from Saltburn. Later at night, he finds Venetia by the garden and performs oral sex on her while she is on her period. Farley witnesses this and tells Felix about it, who expresses discomfort with Oliver being with his sister that way. Oliver tells Felix that's not true, and Felix believes Oliver over Farley. The Cattons then host a party at the mansion. Oliver asks Farley why he told Felix. Farley thinks it's no big deal, and Oliver tells him if he wants to tell him about something then he can help him. During a round of karaoke, Farley taunts Oliver by having him go up and sing Pet Shop Boys Rent to mock him over how he's basically moved into the Cattons' home. At night, Oliver goes into Farley's room to threaten him while giving him handjob. In the morning, Farley is sent out of Saltburn after it was said that he was attempting to steal from the mansion. Later, while Oliver is with Felix and Elspeth, she casually mentions that Pamela has died, strongly implied to be because of suicide. With the summer nearly over, the Cattons plan a party for Oliver's upcoming birthday. Felix then surprises Oliver with a trip to see his mother, which Oliver seems to be trying to avoid. When the boys arrive at the house, Felix is stunned to see that not only is Oliver's mother Paula healthy and friendly, but his father Jeff is also alive, and the family is fairly well off. Felix is officially put off by Oliver and his lies, despite him attempting to defend himself. Felix tells him to leave Saltburn after the party. During the party, Farley shows up and mocks Oliver. When the party sings for Oliver, the guests don't even know his name, leaving him upset. Oliver then goes into the family's maze outside the mansion, where he finds Felix. Oliver attempts to save their friendship, but Felix is done with him. In the morning, Oliver overhears people frantically calling out for Felix. The family finds him dead in the middle of the maze where he and Oliver had been arguing. Oliver later sits down for an uncomfortable lunch with the family. Farley is accused of having taken drugs the night before that may have contributed to Felix's death. After Felix's funeral, Oliver goes to Felix's grave and cries there. Elspeth asks Oliver to continue staying at Saltburn. Oliver goes into the bathroom while Venetia is bathing, and she begins to accuse him of preying on her family, as he seemed to be obsessed with Felix despite knowing him for barely 6 months. The next day, Venetia is also found dead, having slit her wrists in the tub. After her funeral, James demands that Oliver leave Saltburn and even offers to pay him off to leave. Over a decade passes, with Oliver long having left Saltburn. He reads in a newspaper that James has died. He then runs into Elspeth at a coffee shop, where she is happy to see him. After they catch up, she invites him to go back to Saltburn. The film then reveals that Oliver has been talking to Elspeth, who is on her deathbed. He then confesses as she lays dying that he was responsible for everything that has happened to her family. Oliver punctured Felix's bike tire in an effort to meet him and enter his life. He poisoned Felix in the maze after giving him a bottle he drank from, but Oliver had vomited the poison out. He also slipped razor blades next to Venetia to give her the idea to commit suicide. Oliver had also sent an email to get Farley removed from Saltburn, and later managed to get Elspeth to sign over all her assets to Oliver, effectively allowing him to inherit all of Saltburn. Oliver once again talks about how he loved and hated Felix, but was never in love with him. He then pulls out Elspeth's breathing tube to kill her. Oliver moves into the mansion and later dances around the house naked to murder on the dance floor. Oliver and Felix both attended Oxford University, but Oliver had poor relations with his wealthy colleagues. One day, he came to the aid of Felix, who lent him his bike, and what happened next was a friendship that made them bond. Then Felix invited his new friend to his mansion. Felix's cousin Farley was a little mean and jealous as their summer veered from hedonistic and fun to horrific and tragic. The beginning of the film is a bit slow, but it starts to get interesting in the middle of the film. This film has a good plot twist ending, and Oliver proves to be quite adept at navigating and even manipulating the people around him. The actors in this film act very well, especially Barry Keoghan as the strange and manipulative Oliver, and Jacob Elordi as charming as Felix. One thing that surprised me was the scene where Oliver drinks Felix's bath water, leaving me unsure what the point was. What is worthy of praise is the beautiful cinematography and humorous screenplay. Nearly every scene has at least one memorable joke or line of dialogue. This had me hooked from start to finish, truly one of the unique and original films I have ever seen. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, and turn on notification.